Okay, so I decided since I did things that annoy me about men and women, I should also do things that I love about men and women, so that there's no confusion that I'm not a person hater, that I still like my people. Of course, all of this is very generalized, and that is, I mean, I know stereotyping is bad, and we should, you know, consider every individual different. But there are some things that are so, you know, in our core, based on all the millions of years of, you know, the DNA and all the evolution and things like that. Well, I mean, I don't know how all of you feel about that, but in general, you know, like, we have been in caves, we are now in houses, maybe some still in caves, but, you know, some things are still the same. Our nature is still similar. So, things that I do love about them. So, about women, I really love the ability they have to relate to you. So, they're very understanding at times, they're very comforting. They try to make you feel really good about yourself. And they are really good at listening and cheering you up. Well, most of them. Also, I think that sometimes there's these mommy type friends that make you feel like you're their kid and they want to take care of you, and you just, this is one of the few times that you feel this genuine love, like they will do anything to make you happy, and you being happy makes them happy. And this is kind of one of the closest ways you can get to selfless love, you know. So yeah, what else? I hate when I have to think of things on the spot, and I know I'm supposed to prepare stuff so I can have a very fast video, but whatever, I do what I want. I think it's also just, it's easier to relate, and I think when you date them, there is way more drama at times, but also I think there is way more communication, and that is really good. I think also women use their intuition a lot, and the good feeling they have about themselves and about others, in order to judge a situation. And in relationships, this is really great because, you know, at times you just need to use your intuition. You can't always base everything on facts and those kind of things, because it's been misguided at times. So it's great when they use their intuition. This is also why sometimes if you put a girl in a relationship, it goes like whoosh, because usually there's not one person so afraid of commitment and all that like men are. So then it's like they end up living together, you know, before you even know it. Yeah, so that's some of the things I really like about women, and they're very thoughtful when it comes to gifts and things, usually very personal. For guys, that's not so much, unless they're trying to get with you, or maybe if they really are a good friend and no intention of getting further, then they can be thoughtful. And boyfriends, well, yeah, of course, but it's a different story. Okay, things I love about men. I think at times the mystery is somehow interesting, not to the point where they really drop off the face of the earth, but I think they like to keep some things to themselves, which is kind of interesting. Like, they don't like to put all their cards out right away, and I think that part of playing games, because I don't like this whole game where you like chase each other and you have to ignore each other all the time and stuff like that. But those games where you just kind of, you know, like you're playing poker and you have a poker face on, but you show some of your cards and then you keep some, and then you show some more. I know this is not poker, but you know what I mean, like with the poker face and stuff. And you just slowly begin showing all your cards, and in the end, you reveal the best bit. It's not like, hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. Here are all my cards, and love me maybe. No, it doesn't work like that. So I think that's really good that they do that. Also, I think men, in general, they do get along with each other much better. Like, the way they resolve conflict is like, I mean, like, suppose they get into the point where they have to actually have a fist fight. Well, they don't have to, but they do. Then once the fist fight is over, it's done. When they have drama, they come to each other and they say, like, something like, yeah, dude, that was not cool, and you know, you fucked up, don't do that again. And the other one's like, yeah, I'm sorry, man, I won't. And then it's over, you know. And women need to, I know we need to talk to death, and I understand it because I've had it happen to myself. Like, you just need to talk about it until it just goes away. But sometimes that can be really annoying. And I've even had some people just talking to me all the time about their problems, and I love helping, don't get me wrong, but you need to be able to ask other people questions and to learn from other people, not just tell your own story. What else? I'm thinking about what I love about men. Yeah. And I'm not talking about like body parts or whatever, because I don't really care about that. I mean, as long as you have a body, that's good for me. I think that they're very straightforward at times in the things that they say. Usually it means what they say. And sometimes with women, it's like this like deeper meaning. And at times that's fun, but you know, there needs to be a balance. So both parties in this case need to find a balance. So I like that the men are a bit more straightforward, and I like that women are a bit mysterious, but they need to be more straightforward. And men can sometimes have a little bit of more subtlety, even though they don't seem to know what that means half of the time. Yeah, I think with men it's more simple, which is good in some ways, and with women it is more complex, which is also good in some ways. Yeah, I don't know, like, I mean, of course I could start mentioning like all the different non-binary categories, but I don't think I know enough people to say those kind of things and make assumptions, so I'm just talking about femininity and masculinity. I guess you can say that instead of male and female. What about men? I like that they're not so obsessed with some parts of their appearance. You know, like, I understand, I love fashion myself, and I like to dress up a little, especially I think you can never be too overdressed. But it usually doesn't take me more than 10 minutes to get all this ready, whatever, unless it's a special occasion. And I think that men just, well, they kind of like just sniff whatever smells okay, and then they put that on, and then they go. Now, okay, that's not always the best. I prefer someone having clean clothes around me, but I do think that the time they use is better than the women's amount of time that I have seen them use. I mean, sometimes it's a ritual, and that's different. Like, when you're really doing a ritual and you're like enjoying it and like getting ready for something amazing, then that's a different story. But if you're actually doing every day, like spending hours just like this, you know, like just straighten your hair permanently or something. You know, like if a man sees you like this, like whatever, like this or like this, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. And you know, like, it's just chill out, you know. And yeah, men need to make a bit more effort. So it's like, you know, like once here and once here, and you need to like go like this and then be like, wee, and then like this. So that's my conclusion.